Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Alright guys, we are moving on with Alcyone Light Healing. It is Halloween, so happy Halloween. Blessed Samhain. Basically, I did live streams tonight, so I am still in my costume. I was Cleopatra, so you get to see me be Cleopatra for tonight's class. But basically, we're moving on tonight. We're going to be talking about the Sacral Chakra. This is now week 11, and so we're going to be doing sacral. This is bonus work, so it's not mandatory if you're somebody that's doing the certificate at the end. But basically, this is our bonus number 4, week 11, and we're just going to talk about the Sacral Chakra. And then tomorrow night, what I'm going to do is we have clearing womb meditation, and then for bonus 6, it's awakening the divine feminine allowance. So what I think I'm going to do is tomorrow night I'm going to combine those two together, and I'm going to do an awakening the divine feminine with the clearing of the womb in one meditation instead of doing 2 separate meditations, just to kind of condense some of this, because I feel like those are very similar things. So I actually was talking about Alcyone Light Healing tonight on the live stream, and I was like, why did I separate those? So I think I'm going to do them together tomorrow night. But right now, what we're going to talk about is the Sacral Chakra. And the Sacral Chakra, the meaning of it in the actual language that they have, I can never think of the right word for it. I don't know how to pronounce it in the other language. Swadhisthana. Swadhisthana. That basically means one's own dwelling. So I have on my website, I have a little blog post about the Sacral Chakra. So if you want to read more about it on my website, divineessential.com, you just go to the blog, and there's little listings, one's for the root, one's for the sacral. I do have the other ones, I just never transferred them to the website yet, so I will get that going for the next time that we have the solar plexus. I'll get the solar plexus on there and so forth. Basically, this is about going with the flow. So it's not always easy to go with the flow when it comes to our lives. Self-acceptance can appear to be an unrealistic goal in the big scheme of things. Social programming and mainstream media create fear, anxiety, and self-doubt in those exposed to the messages. Society has set some pretty high standards, resulting in the majority of people feeling inadequate and unable to appreciate their own achievements. We are constantly being shown unrealistic representations of life, and we're being diagnosed with conditions ultimately leading to a negative perception of self. Many of us are never truly comfortable in our own skin, which can manifest issues in many areas of our lives. It's easy to fall into the pattern of allowing fears, trust, issues, blame, guilt, and shame to control our lives. Maybe you are afraid of losing your significant other to someone more appealing. Perhaps your financial security and social status weighs heavily on your mind. Feeling like you're not good enough, someone else is better, or even superior can really impact personal relationships and distort the perceptions we have in regards to our own lives. Leaving these emotional issues unchecked could eventually lead to physical pain and discomfort. When we aren't in the habit of expressing emotions, both our energetic and physical bodies suffer. So the Sacral Chakra is basically about going with the flow and your creative expressions. So it's connected with the color orange, and you can think of that color as the new dawn. It's the design of our lives. It connects with our passion, our sexuality, intimacy, money, creativity, and joy. A balanced Sacral Chakra will help to improve our relationships, not only with ourselves but with others. And somebody who's been through trauma, that can take away the power of themselves. It can take from your power to feel confident. It can take from your power to feel in control. It can make you feel like you're in loss of control. If you have a block within your root, like your basic needs and survival and stuff like that, it's obviously going to carry over to your sacral. So if you feel like you're not good with your basic needs, survival, and those instincts for your root, you'd want to start there because your sacral is the next. And sometimes we have like a family authority in our lives, which can block us from the next step, which would be our, sacral energy. So if your family is controlling who you marry, obviously your sacral chakra is going to be messed up, your root chakra is going to be messed up, and that's something you want to look at. Now that's just an example, but it can carry in different ways. So you definitely want to make sure that you are balanced down the root before you start really worrying too much about the next. You know what I mean? Like, you still want to worry about them both, but if your root isn't good, you want to make sure your root's good, and then your sacral's good, and then the next one, and the next one, because they go in a flow. So if one's blocked, working on the next one, it's almost like you're going against the grain. And an unbalanced sacral chakra basically could have lower back pain, gastrointestinal problems, like lower gastrointestinal problems, decrease in libido. You could have isolative behavior. You could have a lack of creativity, a lack of passion. You could have addictive behaviors that you like want to numb yourself, or escapism. You could have genital problems, sex problems, hip issues, arthritis. Basically, all of those things can come about, and you could have a lack of expression, a lack of motivation. You could have infertility, urinary issues. Basically, a whole slew of things can come from this. Now, this also connects, our sacral chakra connects with our physical pleasures, such as sex, such as our hobbies, which could be like writing or singing or creating something, painting, whatever. So it's all about the power to realize your talents, to express yourself as you wish. And abusive relationships can hinder that. So if you've had abusive relationships, or you have abusive relationships, those usually hinder us from being creative. They hinder us from expressing ourselves the way we want to. It takes away our creativity, it takes away our confidence, and then we slowly stop doing things that we like to do. We slowly stop feeling confident in things, and it just kind of depletes you. So if you're in a bad relationship, or you have an unhealthy relationship with a friend or a family member or a lover, you really want to try to empower yourself to get out of there, because I know that it's so easy to spiral into a place of like, I'm stuck here and I can't leave here, and there's nothing else better than this, and this is where I am for now, and that's it. And then as a result of being there, you lose yourself, you lose like everything. And I know for myself, I was in abusive relationships, and I believe that one of the reasons, or one of the ways that I got out of where I was at not too long ago, it was only a few years ago, I was living in a basement with somebody that was a narcissist. They wouldn't allow me to work. They didn't want me to like even going to see my mother or my sister was a problem. He would assume that I was cheating on him. It was just very controlling, and I lost everything slowly while I was there. It was like, first the job went, and then the car went, and then my credit went, and it was like one thing after another until there was nothing left. And took away friends, took away family, took away your connections to people, because he did things that would destroy the relationship between me and my sister, or destroy the relationship between me and my mother. But what I started doing, I noticed, like when I look back at it, because I didn't really know in the moment, but when I went through the awakening, I started doing things again. Like, I would spend time by myself, which I was isolating, which I still do, which I think is the result of traumatic relationships, is something that you will do. You'll isolate to protect yourself from people. But getting creative, or finding a hobby, like when I started awakening, it was like I had something I was interested in again, and I started drawing again, and I started writing notes, and writing a lot, and I like to write, so I was always writing him letters to express everything I had to say to him. Even if I didn't give it to him, I just wrote it. I was writing letters, I was writing poetry again, I was drawing again, I was getting creative with things again, I was going to Michael's and buying stuff to do scrapbooking, and it was a result of the awakening that was like bringing that back into my life. But slowly over time, by allowing those physical pleasures back in, it was like, then I started making friends, I started reaching out into the community, and for whatever reason, he was okay with me going to Reiki classes, because I think it was a majority of women there. He wasn't, he didn't feel like I was going to go cheat on him. He always poo-pooed it and made fun of it and thought I was crazy and whatever. and made me feel like, you know, silly for doing it, but I still got out, and I still got to meet people, and I still got to make connections, and I still was able to thrive a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. Then I started making money, and then I started saving money and putting money in an account that he didn't know about, and it just slowly built over time. So if you're somewhere where you're just miserable, because there was a solid 6 months that I did not leave that basement. I didn't even like bother to change my clothes. I barely showered. I barely did anything. It was just a constant 6 months of misery. So I know what it feels like to do nothing. It was like I just would watch TV or be numb and just like, So if you're in that place of like you've given up, you got to try to find a way to like spark something inside of you. And if you're watching this video, it's likely that you're awakening. So you have something you're interested in. So start drawing again, start singing, start listening to music. Music is a beautiful way to heal your sacral chakra and to empower you. You know, don't listen to the sad, like I'm stuck here forever music, but listen to music that's going to empower you. Actually, there's a certain frequency that you can listen to for your sacral chakra. It is 288 hertz, binaural frequencies. You can listen to the binaural beats. You know, and there's certain meditations out there specifically made for the sacral chakra. The one I'm going to do tomorrow night is specifically for the sacral chakra. But, you know, just start building yourself up. And this can be in regards to any relationship. Like, you might be stuck at a job that you hate because your boss is a control freak and keeps you stuck under their thumb. You got to start breaking free in little baby steps so that you don't suck yourself into something that's miserable. But it's about your power to realize your talents, to express yourself as you wish. So, you know, start thinking about how you want to express yourself, whether it's at work, with your friends, with a lover, or other. And every relationship we have has a purpose, even if it's painful. So know that even if you've been through something toxic, it's showing you how to become more aware of yourself, and it's showing you how to become aware of your karma. And it's going to learn, you're going to learn your limitations, you're going to learn who you are through your relationship with yourself and others. And also remember that those who hurt you are usually hurting themselves. You know, there's narcissists out there, but I find that most of the narcissists out there had something happen to them to make them that way. It's like, I know that there's people that come out that are just like, that are messed up, that just come out the womb that way. But a lot of people who are mean, who are controlling, who are abusive, it's because something happened to them. So try not to, you know, become a victim too much, because you are a victim of their abuse, yes. But if you live in the victim mentality, you're never going to thrive. You're never going to get out of there. You're always going to be the victim of, oh boy, this happened to me, and because of this, I can't do this, and I can't do that. Yes, you can. You just have to stop telling yourself that you can't do it because X, Y, and Z. Is it difficult? Yes. Am I still healing? Hell yeah. But it happens, and you just got to take baby steps. And like, even just doing this video, like writing these notes tonight, helped me to recognize things. Like, the live stream I did, someone was like, do you ever go out with your friends? What did you do for yourself for the blue moon? And I was like, no. And, no. Like, so I don't go anywhere. I don't talk to people. I don't have relationships right now because I feel safer, you know, not having them. Like, all of the people that I had that were friends last year or the year before, I think it was 2 years ago, that they all kind of bailed on me. When things started getting better in my life, all of a sudden, the people that were in my community just like exiled me. And nobody ever really gave me a reason why. Nobody ever said goodbye. They just kicked me out. And before that, you know, I had toxic relationships that I had like escaped. And so now it's like, no boyfriend, no friends, just me and the dogs, because the dogs are unconditionally loving. But I know that I need to start making friends other than my friends on YouTube, who I do not see or talk to beyond comments, you know what I mean? And go out and live life a little bit more. So I'm still healing, and I still get it. But the one positive thing about my sacral energy is I'm very creative, and I'm constantly creating. So I know I'm not completely, but I know that there's still things that I've got to heal. So use your creativity to help you to heal what's going on inside of yourself if you're not feeling balanced in your sacral energy. And then symbolically and literally, this sacral energy is your birth canal. So we can birth the life we want. We can start the projects we want. We can have the relationships we like, the career we're dreaming of. It's having that personal power to choose. Because I see so many people, you know, they get into a job that they hate. They have that personal power to decide to leave it. Maybe you are afraid to leave it because you don't know if you're going to make enough money, or if you're going to get another job lined up before you leave it. Nobody said that you had to quit and go broke, but find something else. You know, like sometimes we like to become a victim, or we like to be stuck. And the only person that's keeping us stuck is us. You know, if there's a habitual complainer about something, it's like, do something about it. You know, you can only complain about it so much before you've got to make a change. And it's your personal power in this energy center that allows you to do those things. So, you know, start those projects that you're putting off. Start that new career that you've been thinking about. Start that new relationship that's going to help you to improve your life. And it's the sensation of being physically alive. So, you know, like, be more in tune with what it feels like to be alive, how it is just be in your own skin and creating the life you desire. So what is it that you want, you know? Because so many times I see people focus on the life that they don't want. They focus on the things that they don't like. They're like, oh, my life is this, and oh, my life is that, and oh, it sucks, and oh, it's bad, and blah, blah, blah. The more you focus on that, the more you're going to create that, and the more you're going to feel that, and the more you're going to be aware of that. But if you can focus on those little good things in your life, the more you'll see that there's other good things, and more of those things will be created, and more of those things will be attracted, and the easier it'll get to rise up. Believe me, I know, because I did it. I hated my life. I hated everything about myself, and I hated everything that was going on in my world, and I despised it. But when I started doing the affirmations, and I started doing the gratitude journal, and I started shifting the way I was thinking, things changed. The way I felt changed. The people I connected with changed. You know, even though those people ended up not being the best people, like a lot of them, you know, they were like, I feel like now there was like I said, there's a purpose for everybody in your life. Even if it's a short time, they were catalysts because they were better than the relationship I was in, and they were like a stepping stone to a better relationship. So now when I do make new friends that are going to, you know, be in my day-to-day life, and the friends that I do have that are remaining in my life, I know that they're going to be better people. Like, I still have friends, I just don't tend to go hang out with them very much. But we're in the middle of a freaking thing with Corona, so that's partly the reason why. But even when that's not happening, I tend to isolate. So, you know, make sure you're not isolating yourself away either. If you are somebody that's come out of that type of thing, even if you just get a support group, like I have the Twin Flame support group on Facebook for those who are in Twin Flame journeys, and I have the Alcyone Light Healing group, where that's become like a support group for people on the spiritual journey. It's not really necessarily a Twin Flame support, it's more so support for your spiritual awakening. And there's tons of groups out there where you can find people of a like mind to connect with, and that's what started for me in the beginning. Was I had my awakening, I found YouTube, I started listening to people on YouTube, then I found groups on Facebook, connected with people who were on YouTube, and I started doing shows with them, and then I started meeting people in my physical community, and I spread out around my physical community, and I still have amazing people from my physical community in my life, people who probably will even watch this video, but there was a close set of them that kind of, you know, things didn't work out so well. But there was still that purpose, because without them, I wouldn't have gotten to where I went to. I wouldn't be where I am today. So I'm grateful for those things that happened, even though they weren't the best. And I know that anything that was done against me, you know, there's a reason for it. I know I must have my own place in it, even if I don't know exactly what I did. I know that I did something, you know, or it wouldn't be the way that it is. Even if it was another lifetime, something was done. So we got to always take responsibility for stuff, and we got to, you know, evolve as we go, not close ourselves off completely to people. Another way to help heal is to dance like nobody's watching, you know, like to actually dance. Dancing is a great way to be creative and have fun and, you know, do things that are going to help heal your sacral energy, listening to music. But that whole concept of like dance like no one's watching, like stop giving a shit what everybody else thinks. You know, like I was like, oh man, like I don't know if I should wear this because I'm not doing. It's like, who cares? Like, I don't care. Like, this is my costume. You know why I'm wearing it. Hey, this is me. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. You need to get to that place where you just are kind of like, whatever. And I've learned that more and more by being on a, you know, public profile and having all of these people who come to my channel. Like, some people just come just to complain. Some people come just to throw hate. Some people come just to dislike my video. And that's okay. Again, there's probably a reason for them to do that. Something bad happened to them that made them do what they do. So I don't take it personally. I know that there's something going on for them that makes them act the way they do. So try to not care so much about what other people are doing and not doing. Make love is a great way to heal. As long as you're making love with somebody that, you know, is a good person to make love to. You don't want to be making love with somebody that's just using you, or sleeping with 1,000 other people, or doing anything that's just controlling. You know, you want to make love with somebody that loves you and supports you and cares about you, and, you know, respects your body and respects your mind and wants to, like, be connected to you and things like that. Watching the sunrise is a great way to get connected to your sacral energy, or watching the sunset. Just getting creative, journaling. Journaling is a great way because it's going to help you to release emotions. You know, like I said, write letters to people. Like, if you've got something pent up inside of you that you can't say to somebody, say you have a narcissistic mother or a narcissistic father, and you can't tell them what you want to tell them, write them a letter and then burn it. Or just write them a letter and put it in your notebook and just let it be there. So at least you got it out of you and it's out, and you don't have to hold on to it anymore. But writing is a great way. Poetry is a great way. You know, just getting expressive. You know you are the only one who can create the life and the relationships that you want. Again, take responsibility for your life. Take responsibility for what you're creating. And then we have the different, like, different crystals. You can use fire opal. You can use citrine, amber, sunstone, tangerine quartz, carnelian. Those are all good for your chakra, sacral chakra. Those are crystals or stones. And then for essential oils, you could use sandalwood, jasmine, ylang ylang. And then there's a couple others. You can usually just Google, like, what essential oil is good for my sacral, and a whole bunch will pop up. And then empower your sexual creative energy. So, you know, like, when you do find that safe person to connect with, empower yourself to get creative in the bedroom. You know, wear costumes, do fun stuff, express yourself confidently. You know, do mirror work. Look in the mirror and love yourself from top to bottom. You know, touch yourself, expressing, you know, how much you enjoy your body. If you don't have somebody to make love to, make love to yourself, basically. And again, it's associated with water. This sacral chakra is associated with water, so connecting with water is a great thing to do. You could take a salt bath. You could do, you know, just go to the ocean and look at the ocean for a little while and, like, intend to give to the ocean everything that you're holding on to. Or do that with a stream. Let the stream wash away your emotions. Let the stream take away whatever needs to take away. Go to a lake or a pond, whatever is accessible to you. If all you've got is a bathtub, then get in the bathtub. If all you got is a shower, get in the shower. If all you got is a sink, use the sink. There's no excuses. There's water on this planet. Find some and use it. And just use that intention that the water's helping to heal you, and it's washing away whatever needs to wash away. Even if you just get a cup of water, splash yourself in the face. Like, get creative and connect with water. And then affirmations are a great way to heal. So, like, I feel good, I feel happy, I feel whatever. You know, those are good affirmations that connect with feelings, will be helpful for your chakra, your sacral. And then just meditating on that chakra, just closing your eyes, bringing your focus down, which it's right below your navel and a little bit up. You know, it's like 3 fingers below the navel. So you can just put your hand right there on your womb space, on your belly, on your lower belly, and just close your eyes and breathe and imagine the color orange, and just breathe that in and exhale out all that you want to release. You know, think about all that you want to bring in and exhale all that you want to release. And then when you feel like you've released enough, you know, plant a seed of potential in there. Imagine that you're putting a little seed inside of your womb, and that seed is going to be the potential to create the life that you want. So what does that look like, taste like, smell like, feel like, to have a life that is what you want it to be? You know, with the people that you want to be surrounded with. What type of people? Is there certain people? Is there a certain home? Is there a certain way you want to express yourself? Is there a certain career? You know, just do all the details of what it would feel like, and how you would express yourself in that world, and then give birth to it. Let yourself give birth to that into this reality. And then eating orange, anything, like oranges, pumpkin, anything that's orange can help you to balance out this chakra. Wearing the color orange can help you to balance out this chakra, which is something that is part of our daily practices this month, was to wear and eat orange. Get connected with your sacral, meditate on it, focus with that energy. And like I said, the binaural beats can be beneficial for this. And then basically, how to know if it's balanced or unbalanced. So a balanced chakra, you're going to feel energetic, you're going to feel joyful. Unbalanced, you're going to be emotionally unstable, you're not going to be feeling very energetic or joyful. With a balanced one, you'll feel compassionate, you're going to be like understanding. Unbalanced, you're going to be withdrawn and not so understanding. Creative is a balanced sign. So if you're very creative and you have these ideas and you're inspired, your chakra is probably balanced. But if you're really tense and like you'd have no like creative expression and you're just constantly like on guard, probably unbalanced. If you're easily forgiving people and forgiving situations and forgiving what you've been through, you're more balanced. But if you're, fearful and judgmental and like this is this fault and that's fault and blah, 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 probably unbalanced. If you are gentle and relaxed and easy, not relaxed, just gentle with things, it's more so balanced. Unbalanced would be more resentful and guilty and, just kind of like holding on to things that you shouldn't be holding on to. You're unforgiving, very controlling, basically just can't let stuff go. And then balanced is being more fertile and sensual, just being connected and just kind of going with the flow, like I said in the beginning. And then unbalanced, you could have depression, you could be very insecure about yourself, insecure about things like your body, your relationships, just life in general. And then balanced, you'd be open and honest with people, keeping yourself in a good communication with others. Unbalanced, you'd probably have hormonal imbalances, you'd probably have mood swings, you probably wouldn't be so open and honest. And then with the balanced, you could have stable blood sugar. And imbalanced, you could have sexual problems. So, keep those things in mind and feel out which way you kind of lean. And just be honest with yourself, because that's going to help you to be more balanced. And then I have a couple of questions here that you guys can put into your notebooks and answer these for yourself to end this, and to help you to balance your chakra and to just be more aware and just be more connected. So the first one would be, how can I be more creative? Come up with ways or an answer to how you can be more creative. Is it, I need to stop caring what other people think about what I create? Or is it, I just need to give myself that time, or I got to give myself permission, or maybe I need to go look at Pinterest to get inspired on what I'm going to create. It doesn't mean that you have to create something out of the air. Go get inspired on what you want to create. Maybe you're going to learn how to paint. Maybe you want to learn how to sing. Maybe you want to, just make something physical, like a vision board or something. That's creative, and it helps you to manifest. So it's two things at once. It's like boom, boom, let's do it. Then how can I feel more passion in life? So how can you feel more passion? Where can you have more passion? Are you not passionate about your job? Are you not passionate about your relationships? Are you not passionate about, like something you do every day? Like, are you just falling into a rut or routine? Maybe you have to wear a uniform every day, so maybe you could add something to the uniform to make it unique for you, or different jewelry, or just get like a couple new shirts that you're going to wear on the weekend or whatever. Just something that you can feel more passionate about what you're doing. It can be something little or big, it doesn't have to be a huge thing. But where can you find more passion? How can you find more passion? Take baby steps with this, and you're going to find that it will go bigger and bigger and bigger as you go. How can I bring myself more pleasure? So if you're in a relationship, maybe you're not being pleasured enough. Or if you're not in a relationship, maybe you're not pleasuring yourself enough. I got 5 dogs in my bed with me. I don't pleasure all that often. So you might want to, get yourself some way or something that's going to help you to bring more pleasure, whether it's sexual pleasure or just pleasure in general. Could be indulging in your favorite food. It could be, like I said, going and getting a new outfit that's going to make you feel beautiful and pleasurable. But whatever, you know, come up with something that can make you feel more pleasure. And then how can I feel more connected to my body? You know, are you aware of your body every day? Are you spending time looking in the mirror? You know, do you like what you see in the mirror? How can we work on that? You know, maybe doing some yoga is going to help you to feel more connected to your body. Meditation can help you to make, you know, be more connected to your body. Basically, just figure out what it is that's going to help you. And then, are my relationships balanced and healthy? And be honest with yourself. You know, it may be a parent, or it may be a sibling, or it may be, you know, your loved one, your person that you're married to. But if it's not balanced and healthy, be honest, and then look at why. Because it might be your fault. You know, you may not be the victim. You may be the person that is withdrawn and tense and judgmental and controlling, and because of all that, you know, the relationship may not be doing so well. So by balancing things out and bringing more passion and pleasure and things into your life, you may be able to balance that relationship and fix it, and then realize, like, oh, you know what, now it's a lot better that I wasn't holding on to all this resentment, and I'm not depressed, and I'm not having these hormonal imbalances, and I'm not having sexual problems with no libido, and you know what I mean? These things can really impact every area of your life. So be honest with yourself. And if you do have these unbalanced relationships, or even if you don't, how can I improve my relationship with self, and how can I improve my relationship with others? Those are things I want you to think about and answer, and then start taking action on, because that's going to help you to have a more balanced chakra, and it's going to help you to feel better, and that's going to help us to move on to the next chakra when we get there. And basically that's what I have for your Sacral Chakra video. So hopefully this has assisted you. Like I said, you can go on the Divine Essentials website. On there is the post that I have, and it tells you about, you know, what it's associated with, like your hips, your lower back, your sexual organs, your kidneys, your stomach, your large intestine, pelvis, appendix, bodily fluids. It tells you about the element, the aromatherapy, the sound therapy. It's actually keynote D, and sensual sounds played in keynote D, or the frequency of 288 hertz is effective on that chakra. The mantra VAM is a good one. Sensory therapy connected with water, a chakra bath, or a body scrub is beneficial. Meditation, crystals, you know, what you can do for energy therapy, and, you know, just basically a little bit of a rundown of everything we just talked about is on my website. Not every single thing that I had in there, but it's like a little breakdown of it. So if you forget what I talked about, or you want something, hey, it's 222, you want something to look at, that's going to help you, that will help you. All right, so at 222, thank you very much. You guys are awesome sauce. Happy Halloween, blessed Samhain, and I will see you guys tomorrow night, where I combine those two meditations. So let me just make sure that I shouldn't be giving you any homework or anything. I think I gave you all of your homework, but let me just double check. Oops. All right, that's level 3. This is level 2. I think I already gave you a homework. So if you didn't get the homework for whatever reason in any of the other videos, make sure you're doing your homework. And bonus level 2, practice being in your feminine energy. Try shifting your posture, your hips, your back, and be aware of your energy. Lean back and receive. The Divine Feminine is all about leaning back and receiving and being receptive and being open. Like, you can actually literally shift your hips, like open your feet up to like hip length width apart, and just like, you know, move a little bit. Like, move your feet, move your, you know, bend your knees basically, and then you can really move your hips when your knees are bent, and you can flow back and forth, and you can get yourself into a nice little like figure 8 motion, which is the infinity symbol, which connects with the energy of, you know, the Divine Feminine. So if your knees are bent like this, you can move your hips much easier. So I want you to do like your feet hip length apart, and then just start moving around. Feel awareness of this. Keep your posture straight, keep your back straight, and that will help you to, you know, move your energy around a little bit. And then start tracking the moon cycles, okay? So again, this is a bonus thing. You don't have to do it, But if you feel drawn to do it, this might help you to track the moon cycles and see how each phase of the moon impacts you. So sometimes the moon, you know, like when it's a new moon, you may feel inspired, you may feel good, you may have energy, you may be like, blah, 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 or you may be exhausted and tired. Or at the full moon, you may be exhausted and tired. For me, I usually get a lot of energy with the full moon, and then with the new moon, I'm like, ugh. So track it, see where you are with the moon. What do you think about? What do you feel? What do you desire? What do you eat? How do you sleep? Are you tired? Are you energetic? You know, basically just track what's going on throughout the month with the moon cycle, and then see if it's consistent month to month to month. Are you getting your period with the full moon or the new moon? Are you getting your period on the quarter moon? Are you, you know, emotional and hormonal and bitchy at one time of the month, or is it, you know, whatever? But basically just keep track of it, because that's going to help you to realize like how to schedule stuff for yourself, because then you're not going to be scheduling like all this crazy stuff on the new moon. If you know that you're going to be bloated and miserable and bitchy, you'll put stuff off. You know, you can really change your life by knowing what's going on energetically around you. So that's something you can do. And like I said, just be aware of your hips, your back, your energy. Lean back and receive. That's something that a lot of the divine feminines need to do with their divine masculines, is that they're constantly leaning forward, like, I want him back, I want him back, I want him back. If you just lean back, you'll give him the space to come back. But if you're constantly chasing after him and leaning towards him and thinking about him and projecting, you're pushing him away. So try to stop doing that and let him come to you. Give him the space, you know, do these little movements and, you know, be aware of yourself and set the intention that you're making the space for room in your life, in your body, in your woo-ha, for them to come back and for you to get more pleasure and for you to have more sensuality and all of that stuff, okay? So hopefully that made sense for you guys. Thank you very much. In Mune, namaste.